You may not know it, but in some corners of our planet, there are events that are impossible to explain. Numerous theories and investigations haven't been able to decipher what happens in these spaces, and it's believed that the governments of different countries try to keep it in the strictest secrecy so as not to reveal their experiments or worry the population. Of course, one of these hidden and mysterious places is the Bermuda Triangle. In this small maritime space, all kinds of catastrophes, phenomena, and inexplicable events have been reported, from the sinking of ships, the disappearance of airplanes, and even alien activities. Everything happens here, but today we're going to present some of the most chilling events that have been reported in this area. Will you come with us on this journey through the secrets of Bermuda? 3 chilling events that occurred in the Bermuda Triangle. Number 3. Missing persons. The first event takes us to the headquarters of the United States Coast Guard, specifically the one in charge of guarding South Florida. That afternoon, the operations managers received the most uncomfortable alert. A boat with 20 passengers on board had disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle. This terrifying area is made up of 1 million square kilometers connecting Miami, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda. Few dare to travel to this region, but those who do it quickly regret it. Since the 19th century, more than 8,000 deaths and disappearances have been recorded in the famous Bermuda Triangle. Nearly 50 ships and 20 aircraft have disappeared without a trace. And in the case of this vessel, there were no exceptions. The Coast Guard deployed all available resources to try to locate the vessel. It was known to have departed from the Bahamas for Lake Worth, but in the process, something had happened. The first 84 hours yielded no results. The search extended over 27,359 square kilometers, but there wasn't a single sign of life. No clue as to what had happened, and no clue as to the whereabouts of the missing. The Coast Guard declared the vessel missing after the 90-hour search, and since then, the 20 crew members have been added to the chilling number of missing persons from this fateful place. Number 2. The Navy's largest ship. Anyone who has read a little bit about U.S. history knows the importance that this country attaches to its military. It has worked on training and strengthening its military units for more than a century, and by 1920, during World War I, it already was a silent power threatening to impose its hegemony. One of the jewels of this country's crown was the massive USS Cyclops, a mighty 550-foot-long vessel that housed a permanent crew of 306 people and was used to transport goods, troops, and weaponry between the Baltic Sea, the Caribbean, and Mexico. This colossal vessel served multiple purposes, as it could carry thousands of tons of any material and deliver it safely to its destination. For this reason, in 1917, no one was surprised that the Cyclops was in charge of transporting nearly 18,000 tons of magnesium from Brazil. The ship set sail under clear skies and without any inconvenience. However, at the last minute, it was forced to make a slight stop in Barbados. There, the crew helped to correct some minor system malfunctions, and they took on a new cargo of raw materials. Nevertheless, the vessel departed without any irregularities. Unfortunately, it never reached its destination. The USS Cyclops was declared missing after several months of intense searching. The U.S. Navy records have detailed all the efforts that were made to find any clue to its whereabouts. Sadly, there wasn't a single survivor, nor any clue that will help to follow its trail. There were no messages of help, nor communications with the Navy headquarters. The Cyclops disappeared from the face of the Earth, and multiple theories assure that its disappearance is directly associated with the Bermuda Triangle, since this was one of the routes through which the colossal ship could have advanced. To date, the whereabouts of this vessel are completely unknown. The 306 souls on board disappeared overnight, leaving entire families in mourning. The mystery of the USS Cyclops still survives, and most are convinced that the truth will never be known. Number 1. Incident K219. During 1986, Tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union had eased, but not enough for them to stop prowling around each other with their nuclear weapons and submarine vessels. One of them, the Russian K-219, prowled the coast of the North Atlantic, some 1,090 kilometers off Bermuda. Its mission was to constantly monitor enemy positions, but something inexplicable interrupted its work. At 5:30 Moscow time, the submarine followed the trail of a strange craft advancing at high speed. As it followed it, it slowly approached the Bermuda Triangle. However, the dangers of these waters were partially unknown back then, so the K-219 continued to stealthily advance until an unexplained opening began to leak water into the submarine. There was no enemy in sight, and the ship they had been following had simply disappeared. Only strange multicolored lights were visible around the submarine. No one had been able to cause such an opening in the submarine. That wasn't the strangest thing. Immediately, as the ship tried to escape from the area, the systems were destabilized. Radars stopped detecting the probes and the submarine's electricity was suddenly cut off. Fortunately, the crew managed to get the submarine afloat. From there, they escaped the area and were rescued several hours later by a Soviet team. However, this is where the most disturbing part begins. K-219 was no ordinary submarine. On the contrary, it carried about 40 nuclear warheads. It was a powerful weapon that was recovered from the depths of Bermuda after several international complaints. However, when the interior of the submarine was searched, there was no trace of the nuclear warheads. A huge dispute immediately broke out between the United States and the Soviet Union. It didn't take long for accusations and responsibilities to emerge, but the guilt of the US Navy was never proven. Decades later, however, a number of disturbing theories have begun to emerge. According to these hypotheses, increased alien activity and numerous UFO sightings in this region could explain that the attack on K-219 was in fact an act executed by aliens. Although the idea may seem far-fetched, this isn't the first time that such an event has been recorded in the Bermuda Triangle. For many, this is where some of America's greatest secrets and the lair of the unexplained are hidden, hence why no one can get close without disappearing in the process. So far, the K-219 incident continues to have no formal answers. Zone 0. Although the Bermuda Triangle receives its fame from the multiple disappearances registered in its waters, there's another reason to consider it one of the creepiest places on the planet. According to fishermen and sailors, there's a colossal beast that inhabits its depths. There isn't enough information to determine the veracity of the story. And not only do sailors claim to have sighted it, but pilots have also recorded it from the heights. In general, it's said that the creature attacks everything that moves over its territory, and that it could be responsible for the sinking of numerous ships. There are those who claim to have caught this beast and have taken the strangest corpses with them to the harbor. However, to this day, the Bermuda Monster remains a disturbing legend that no one wishes to confirm. This wouldn't be the first time that a legend has become a reality. The sea is a mysterious place that harbors the most extreme dangers that man can imagine. To prove it, we invite you to check out the following videos and dive with us into the heart of the ocean, right there to the habitat of the most chilling monsters you can imagine.